Yeah, so for anyone out there who saw any of my last couple videos, you know about this vehicle. You know that we got or the customer got sold a bad Dorman turbocharger. This part number here, 667203. And you know that I had installed that turbocharger without knowing that it was a bad turbocharger, that there was actually a manufacturing issue, machining issue with this turbocharger, which was told to me by a Dorman tech that I had talked to, calling the Dorman tech line. And you know that I was trying to figure out a solution to this problem, because the problem that I had was that this PCV hose fitting would not fit onto the new turbocharger down here, because this turbocharger port was machined incorrectly. So the solution I had was rigging up this coupling fitting right here. This end is 3/4 inch and this end is 1 inch, and this is a 1 inch inside diameter hose. Says it right there, 1 ID. And this is the package that the coupling came in. It's actually a PEX pipe coupling, but it's the only thing I could find at Home Depot or anywhere that would work. But you can see that it's 3/4 inch by 1 inch coupling. And this 1 inch end actually fits perfectly on the turbo, on that turbo port. So that's the solution that I came up with, and it would have actually worked. It would have actually worked, because this is a 3/4 inch inside diameter hose, and it actually fits this end of the coupling, the side that the fitting that goes into the turbo. So what I was going to do is just splice this with this hose on here, put a hose clamp on it, and then use this coupling here. This is the 3/4 inch side of the coupling, and that would go on there perfectly. So then just put a hose clamp on this end, get this fitting fitted into this hose on this side, put a hose clamp on that side, and a hose clamp down here on the turbo, and that actually would have worked. The original idea I had at first, I had a good idea, but it actually wouldn't have worked, because I had actually cut this fitting off of the existing PCV hose, and I was just going to connect this 3/4 inch hose up to this hose. But that actually wouldn't have worked, because there's actually a check valve inside here on this end of the hose. There's a check valve that only allows vacuum through this direction, but it won't allow airflow back in this direction. But by actually trying to figure out how to fix this problem, I ended up figuring out that this check valve here in the existing hose was actually bad anyway, and was probably a big contributor in it having the P0299 low boost or under boost code. This check valve in here is actually bad. It allows airflow in both directions, which it shouldn't. And I don't know if I can get it here on the video, but this is a new PCV hose, which is actually good. And if I try to blow through this end, it won't let me blow through it. I try to blow through it now. I can't show it to you on the camera, but I'm trying to blow through it, and it won't allow any airflow into it because that check valve in there is blocking the airflow from me blowing into it. But if I suck on it, it'll allow airflow. And hopefully you should have been able to hear that on the video, but I can show you actually from the opposite end of it. I can blow through this end, and it will allow airflow. But if I try to suck on it, it won't allow any airflow. So I just tried to suck on it there, and that check valve is working, blocking any airflow back through this direction. So that's all this hose really does, and that check valve does. So my original idea wouldn't have worked, but this idea would have actually worked, because this port on the turbo is actually not under any type of high pressure or anything. So this idea of using the coupling and the hoses, and then splicing to this fitting would have actually worked. But what I had to do, what I would have had to do, what I did on the old fitting is these are both the same fittings, even though they look different. What I had to do on this old one is cut this little clip, the retaining clip here that is supposed to normally retain it onto that port on the turbo. I had to cut that off to be able to actually, it goes this way. I had to cut that off to be able to fit this hose on here and try to get a hose clamp on it, because this little retaining clip would have been actually in the way of getting the hose on there and getting a hose clamp on it. So for anyone out there that might have accidentally got one of these bad turbos and couldn't figure out how to remedy the problem without actually buying a new turbo and installing a new turbo, that is an option you could go with that would work, using this coupling and a 1-inch inside diameter hose with some hose clamps and a 3/4 inch inside diameter hose with some hose clamps. That would actually work and still allow this PCV hose and this check valve to work properly how they're designed to. And I thought it was kind of interesting because you know, I'm no genius, but you know, I talked to a tech at Dorman, and he said they had no solution to this problem yet, that they're still working on a fix for it. And you know, I'm no engineer, you know, automotive engineer or anything, or no genius, but you know, that's the solution that I came up with is just a you know, a whether you want to call it a reducing or an increasing size coupler, you know, from 3/4 inch to 1 inch, and a couple hoses and some hose clamps, and that would have actually fixed the problem. So I'm not sure why you know, the engineers or people that work at Dorman couldn't have come up with something like this, just some kind of adapter piece, you know, where you could adapt this hose to the turbo and make it work. You know, I'm sure they could have come up with something, you know, that maybe looks a little better and fits a little better than what I came up with. But you know, it might not be pretty, but this idea would have actually worked. But what happened is the owner brought me these hoses and this new hose the other night, and we figured out that this setup would have actually worked, but his ex-wife had already actually ordered a new OEM GM turbo to go ahead and replace this Dorman one, and not have to do this splicing and rigging it up, you know, to make it work right. She had already ordered a new turbo for it, and you know, didn't really want to go with the you know, the splicing and rigging up of hoses, you know, and that possibly not working or being a problem down the road. But from what I'm seeing and how I understand how this valve works, you know, it would have totally worked. But she had already ordered a new OEM GM turbo, so that new turbo is on the way. So I will end up getting the pleasure of actually having to pull this turbo off and installing another turbo, but you know, hopefully shouldn't have any problems with that one, with it being a OEM GM turbo. But I figured I'd just do a video on this to show everyone out there, you know, if you ran into this same kind of problem, is actually a solution that would have worked for us. But you know, the customer's ex-wife had already ordered a new turbo, so we're just going to go ahead and replace this turbo. But this solution actually would have worked to remedy the problem. But I figured someone out there might like this video and find that interesting. But yeah, that's probably all I got on this one, so I will talk to you on the next one.